On the build show today, we're going to show you how we installed this killer modern staircase in just one day on the job site. We're going to go through all the details, including the costs. Today's build show is sponsored by ViewRail Flight. Let's get going. The build show is on the road today. We're outside of Chicago, Illinois. We're on a new construction job site. And we're going to show you today, start to finish, how we can actually do a beautiful modern staircase, including the rail system, in only one day of install. Now it's just before noon. We've got the mono stringer up on this modern staircase, but let me back up a little bit. Now we came in yesterday and we got a plant tour so we could see their operations on both the metal and the wood fabrication, because the beauty of this system is, for me as a builder, all I do is give them two dimensions, that finished floor to finished floor height. They put that into their computer and they're going to send me some shop drawings so I know exactly what I'm getting, including some finished samples. And then once I sign off on that, all the magic happens in the factory. And in 3 weeks, they're able to go from a signed shop drawing to a shipment that's ready to go in a truck for me to receive as a builder on the job site. It's a very impressive system at their factory. They've really got this system down and they're pumping out a bunch of staircases every day. But the beauty for me as a builder on this is I don't have multiple trades involved. I don't have to take multiple weeks out of my job site time to have a welder on site. Everything here is in boxes. It's all CNC'd and ready to go so that I just bolt it together in one day. Now they say that we're going to finish this job by the end of the day. Keep your eyes on that clock behind me and let's see how we do. Okay guys, it's been about 5 or 6 hours and look at this. We've got an incredible finished staircase. 3 carpenters in just one day got to this point. Incredible. Let me walk you through the process. Now the truck came about 9 o'clock. We offloaded all the boxes and everything we needed was in those boxes. There's no fabrication on site. It's really an assembly project. And because of the CNC and the precision of the computer, everything's really incredibly easy to put together on this job. The first step on this was setting that mono stringer. Now that stringer is pretty heavy. This one was about 250 or so pounds. And because we're in a finished house here, in fact the homeowner's moving in about a week, we needed to be really careful with finished surfaces, which meant that we had 2 guys at the top with the strap moving that up, and then myself and one other guy at the base getting ready to set that base at the landing here. And once we got that stringer bolted in at the top, then we were able to make our micro adjustments. And that's really when things got fast on the job site. Now we purposely left the center brackets off. That's those brackets that are going to receive the tread just for weight purposes. But if we were going to do this in a finished house, we could have easily put a hoist over one of the ceiling rafters and use an electronic hoist that would have been nearly a one-man job to put that center stringer in place. And in that case, we could have also then buried the brackets at the top and bottom of that center stringer. But in this case, everything's exposed, which really lends a very modern and industrial look. I love it how it looks over here. So then once those brackets get bolted on, it's really simple to get the treads on. Because the treads are CNC'd, everything's recessed back there, and in fact all the mounting holes are pre-drilled into those treads. Super easy job. We're just going to bring those on, drop them in, and then they're going to screw in from the bottom side. And again, because everything lines up already and was done by the computer, there's no levels, there's no fussiness on the job site. Very, very cool system, bolted together and go. Made it for a really quick and speedy install today with just a couple of guys. Okay, so then once the treads were on, the rail install also equally easy. All we had to do was put those posts on, and these were an outside mount. Now they've got options that you could mount those on top of the tread as well. But in this case, we mounted a bracket, slipped those posts in, and then they've got options for both cable rail and rod rail, and that's what is this case here. This is actually a stainless rod that's hollow, which meant that we can put a swage on both ends and tighten that up. And that install took us probably an hour, hour and a half. Super fast on the railing, very impressive. The reason I think why this comes together so easily is because everything in their factory is super tight. They've got computers that are driving the machines. Everything comes out perfect to the job site, perfectly packaged and labeled as well. So it's really an erector set project for the builder on the job site. Okay, next let's talk cost. I think that's another big story on this system. This entire system you see behind me installed, minus the labor of the 3 guys today and minus shipping costs, $12,500. That's a heck of a value. We're talking powder-coated center stringer. That's all the parts and pieces. That includes some beautiful maple treads and the rail system, which of course you could get more rail if you wanted to match that with other parts of the inside or outside. Very cool. And they've got a million options. You know, if this was an outside staircase, they could even give that to us in stainless, and they have some exterior wood options. This is a really cool family-owned company. I've been super impressed with both the factory and seeing it installed on the job site today. Guys, for more information on this entire project we talked about today, start to finish, or to get a quote for your job, go to ViewRail.com. Huge thanks to our friends there for sponsoring today's video. If you're not already a fan of The Build Show, this is your first time watching, hit that subscribe button. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, otherwise I'll see you next time on The Build Show.